I'm leaving that verse up for everybody so you guys can copy that. Feel free to copy that verse out. Take a minute. Started in 1 minute. Just write down that verse, take a look at it, spend a little time looking at it, checking it out. Okay, that should give you enough time to write it out. And we're going to get started. Okay. Get myself situated here. Okay, I'm going to lift you up now. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hi. Get you situated on the stack of books. Hello, I'm Manorama, and this is Sanskrit Studies and Luminous Soul Corner. Mwah. Hey, everybody. It's beautiful to be together. And this is our session. I send you all hearts and love. And look at this cute little pendant I have that says in Sanskrit. Can you see it? Here, maybe you need a little something with color behind it. Look. Who can write what it says in Sanskrit? Who can write what it says? I'll give you a hint. It's a D, an E, a V, and an I. Davy. Hello, everybody. What a pleasure, what a treat to be here with all of you. Today we're speaking about the Bhagavad Gita, and well, we're speaking more specifically about verse 32 in chapter 6, the chapter on meditation. So let me just, this thing is a little funny. Okay, so I want to welcome you all and send you all my love and invite you into my home. my little home as I have it. And it's very peaceful here today. I went to Columbus Ave. I had to go up to the post office, and I ended up buying the most beautiful flowers. I'm going to show them to you guys. Look. Well, you can see some behind me, but look at these roses. Are these crazy? These are like Lakshmi roses. I call them PS roses. They are for all the divine grace. Hi, everybody. So I'm Manorama. If you're joining today, we're going to be talking through the lens of luminous soul and Sanskrit studies and taking a look at today the Sanskrit word of the week is Purushottama. Purushottama. Try to say that. You want to hold for a half beat on the O. Purushottama. Purushottama. Hold that little half beat. And this is another name for Krishna, and it is the supreme being. You could say supreme man, but you can also say supreme being, supreme one. The one who is established in the light of the self. Ooh, this reminds me of something I wanted to read to you all. Hang on one sec. I was reading this morning, and I thought I would read a little bit to you all. Look at my tea set. It's all polished. Okay, so I was reading from this little book today. Who am I? This was a gift from a student who went to visit Ramana Maharshi in the Ramana Maharshi ashram. And I'm just closing that. So he went to visit the Ramana Maharshi ashram, and or she went to visit it, and then she brought me back this little book, and it's so sweet. It's one of these books that you get but you kind of don't read. So I love Sri Ramana. Another way to refer to him is as Sri Ramana or Maharshi. And Gurji had me read from him a lot for many, many years. And so I love the light in his eyes. I love his presence in my life. And so I was reading from this. So we'll read a little bit from this a little bit later. He has some beautiful and amazing things to say about the presence of God in our lives. But today, let's take a look at this verse. I gave you a moment to check it out. Hopefully you've all seen it. Put some hearts on the screen if you all have this copied down or you have a book. Just tap on your screen so I know that y'all have had sufficient time to write this. Okay, great. Okay then. So maybe I can hold it up for you guys. Let's see. How can I do this? I'll put that flowers. Sorry, my palm is probably not the most lovely. There, that's stronger. Rawr. Okay. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see it while we're chanting, and then I'll come back on the screen. So we'll start here. We'll go Atmaupam Yena. Say Atmaupam Yena Sarvatra. Sarvatra. Atmaupam Yena Sarvatra. Say Atmaupam Yena Sarvatra. Samam Pashyati Arjuna. Samam Pashyati Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sayogi paramo mataha. Sayogi paramo mataha. Okay, so you should have it written down on your own. Atmaupam yena sarvatra. Say, Atmaupam yena sarvatra. Samam pashyati Arjuna. Samam pashyati Arjuna. Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sukham va yadi va dukham. Sayogi paramo mataha. Sayogi paramo mataha. Okay, again. Om Atmaupamyena Sarvatra. Atmaupamyena Sarvatra. Samang Pashyati Yorjuna. Samang Pashyati Yorjuna. Sukham Vayadiva Dukham. Sukham Vayadiva Dukham. Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Now we do it together with an Om to begin with. Om Atmaupamyena Sarvatra. Samang Pashyati Yorjuna. Sukham Vayadiva Dukham. Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Om Shanti. So this chapter is a chapter on meditation, and a chapter where the conversation between Shri Krishna and his disciple, his cousin, his friend, Arjuna, who is one who is spiritually minded and deeply ready for the teachings, as he finds himself in battle. And I was saying that oftentimes when people are spiritually minded, they don't have such easy lives, because they are going to be tested by God, you know. And Gurji used to say, however, everybody is tested by God, but when you have spiritual inclinations, your tests can become a little bit more difficult. Why? Because Gurji used to say, you don't get a third grade test in the fourth grade. You get a fourth grade test in the fourth grade. And what he meant was, as you evolve, so do the lessons have to be stronger and more deep. So, so here we're talking about the one who perceives equality in all, right? So why is that? What does that even mean? How do we even get to that? So I'll read the translation that I have, and then I will, I'll talk about it a little bit. So the one who perceives equality in all as his, of course in the verse it's a he, but I'm giving the she as well, so his or her. So the one who perceives equality in all, or the one who sees equality in everything, sameness, right, as her own self, as his or her or one's own self, whether that be in pain, dukham, or in pleasure, sukham, that one is sayogi paramo mataha. That yogi is thought to be supreme. They are thought to be a yogi. Supreme, a yogi. They are thought to be one who is united. Because apparently that's not so easy, right? That's not such a little thing to see your own self in all things. And I really see it as a practice, and try to work with students in Luminous Soul. To not really other ourselves all the time. I have an exercise that I talk about not othering. I think we tend to other a lot. I think we tend to feel like when we're on a bicycle, the people that are walking are annoying. We're like, why are these walkers here? You know, not all the time, but to some extent. And I'll be a little dramatic to make the point, right? And you'll bring it down to a kind of everyday. But if you're in a car, you're sort of like, what's up with these people that are crossing the street, or what's up with these bicyclists? And if we're walking, we're like, what's up with these cars? Why are these people on these bikes? We're always joining a group, or we're joining in, and we're sort of othering from something, you know. I'm an American, I'm from Europe, I'm from Germany, and we do this kind of thing where we're like separate, and we need to really work with actually seeing all in the self. And when I say, or when the Bhagavad Gita says, seeing the equality of all things in oneself, it doesn't mean in myself, Manorama, in yourself, Angela, in yourself, Jagadisha, in yourself Padma Shri, in yourself Nirmala, in yourself Gauri, etc. It means, and all of you, it means seeing all things in the one light of the one self that we all are. So that's where the key is. It's not seeing it as everything is in me, the individual self. It's actually first taking note that it's in the universal self. And then if we don't understand what the universal self is, that's okay. That's an okay place to hang out and be like, gee, I'm curious. Because if you can hang out there, actually something is going to open up for you, because then you can get yourself into a place where you're like, I don't know what that means. I honestly am not sure. And I can get curious about it. And that kind of curiosity can grow your practice enormously. So you can say, well, what is that light of the self? And is the higher self, is that actually a place where all things become united? Is that a place where, as Krishna is telling Arjuna, that all things become equal, that all things have a kind of a unification in that space, and that if I connect with that in myself, I connect with that in all beings. It's very different than like, I see everyone as Manorama. That would be like really egotistical translation to begin with, but also just not a correct one. So we have to be very careful how we're translating these pieces, wherein it says, I'm going to read the translation again, the one who perceives equality in all as his or her own self, whether in pain or in pleasure, he or she is thought to be a yogi. So one lives in the unified field, thought to be a yogi, considered to be a yogi. When they start to perceive, when he or she, that individual, starts to perceive all within their own self, and not the individual self in a world. And that doesn't mean that I don't recognize that I like a cup of tea, or that I liked these glasses versus a different pair of glasses in the store, or that I love these new earrings that someone gave me, or I can recognize that. But I don't think that that is, how do I explain it? You have to grow your capacity to be able to allow for the fact that you have an individual incarnation, and that you also have this underlying force of light that is, and not have it be just kind of like, oh, underlying force of light, but have it be a growing, living presence in your life, because it is. Whether we recognize it or not, it is. And that light, that intelligence, that supremeness, to use the words of the hour, that's underlying everything. And there is an intelligence that comes with accessing that. There's a peace, there's a quiet that comes when we access that, when we access that Purushottama in our own being. And it's not nothing, like it's not really nothing to say, whether in pain or pleasure, I perceive all in myself. Because there are times when people will annoy us, or when we might feel like in pain, and when we feel in pain, we kind of separate ourselves out. Or we might feel like extreme joy, and then we're like, no, I have to keep the joy. You want to really start to notice yourself in all of this. But it's saying, in pain or pleasure, see yourself in all things. And so the next time somebody tells you about so-and-so who did such and such, I want you to actually pause for a minute as you're listening, right? I want you to pause as you're listening to so-and-so who did such and such. And I want you to go, not how am I that bad or that, but like, don't separate yourself out. Take the whole thing. Because we think of ourselves as individuals within a world. And as a matter of fact, the world is in you. And that you is the thing you want access to. That's the field of yoga. The world exists within you, not the other way around. It's not you in the world. I mean, this is wisdom hour, right? If this was sing-along hour, we'd be singing songs, right? If this was, we are singing a song, but I mean, if this was like, in kids sing-along, or if this was adventure hour, we'd be ziplining, or we'd be, I don't know, going on an adventure somewhere. But this is wisdom hour, and this is or half hour as it were, and this is the time that we've given ourselves to pause and take a minute and go, what is this wisdom from this ancient Sanskrit text really trying to give me access to? And then we go back into our worlds. In fact, I have a little gift certificate, and after this, I am going to go get myself a manicure, right? Because I love to get a mani. So that doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, I can't get a mani because I'm not the body and mind. I like a little color in my fingernails now and again, not always. So you can go have all these things, but you can also make sure that you give yourself time every day to contemplate, who am I? And to work through some of the questions and to actually have the capacity, right, Sita? Right, Padma Shri? Like, you have actually the capacity to sit with it and to have the ability to be curious and not have to know the meaning instantly, but to be a person who can pause and go, love you guys too. To have a moment where you can pause and catch your breath and go, that's interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, but if I sit with it, maybe it will open up a little bit more. Let's chant the verse again, and then we'll have a minute or two of meditation. Om. For those of you who are just joining, it's chapter 6, verse 32 of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Atmaupam yena sarvatra samang pashyati yorjuna sukham vayadiva dukham sayogi paramo mataha. Om. Okay, so just find yourself comfortably in your seat. If you're in a quiet space, you can listen to the sound of silence, which has a nadam. If you're in an ambient space where there's more sound, start to perceive the one sound among all the sounds. For these few minutes, don't try to know anything. Don't try to be on top of it. You can't be in meditation and be on top of it on an intellectual level. You have to feel. You have to go beyond your mind. You have to let your mind think, but you watch as a witness. Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Om. Bringing your palms together in front of your heart and bowing your head, we say reverence, Namo Namah. Namo Namah. You can let your eyes blossom open. Love you all. Do you have any questions? I'll sip my tea. It's nothing like a perfect cup of tea in the afternoon after Gita verse and some quiet meditation. Any questions? I'll take 2 questions if there are any. I don't know how you ask them, but somehow they appear on the screen. No questions. Oh, then let me not forget, I wanted to read a little bit from this tiny book. Hang on. It's very deep. Let's see what I will read. I'll read his number 1 from Who Am I? From the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. This is pretty deep. Thank you. You're welcome. This is a bit deep, but I don't want you to be like daunted by deep. I guess part of my wish in these Periscope sessions with all of you, and these Luminous Soul sessions, and in all of my work, is that hopefully I'm able to show you ways that you can have your mani-pedi, or your hike in the woods, or your cup of tea, or your flowers, but at the same time, how you can really start to access the depth of the teachings by spending some time with them. Who am I is the first question. And Maharshi responds, the gross body, which is composed of the 7 humors, I am not. The 5 cognitive sense organs, that is, the senses of hearing, touching, tasting, seeing, and smelling, which apprehend their respective objects of sound, touch, color, taste, and odor, I am not. The 5 cognitive sense organs, the organs of speech, locomotion, grasping, excretion, procreation, which have as their respective functions speaking, moving, grasping, playing, enjoying, excreting, I am not. It's quite thorough. It's all in this one tiny book, right? I am not even, the 5 vital airs, prana, which perform respectively the functions of the in-breathing, I am not. Even the mind which thinks, I am not. The nascence, too, which is endowed only with the residual impressions of objects, in which there are no objects and no functionings, I am not. So he keeps going into what the person asks the question, who am I? And this is Maharshi's response. It's a deep response, but maybe get curious where there's a little distancing in you, or where there's a bringing it closer and some new peace lands. Number 2, if I am none of these, then who am I? Maharshi, after negating all of the above mentioned as not this, this is called the neti approach, that awareness which alone remains, that I am. That awareness which alone remains, that I am. I think I'll stop there. That awareness which alone remains, that I am. And we'll do some more reading. I'll have some sessions with some teachings on his work as well. Thank you, Sri Ramana. Thank you all. I'll make a few announcements. So what do we have coming up on the boards? I know we have a Sanskrit Module 2 starting December 5th and 6th. You can go onto the website. Thanks for your beautiful comment. You can go onto the website to find out more about this. December 5th and 6th, that starts Module 2. So if you've taken Sanskrit Module 1 before and you want to go on with the course and you want to continue, you're most welcome to join in and take this wonderful module and then continue from there if you want to learn about the Sanskrit studies method, okay? Then another thing that we have upcoming is the Sanskrit studies and essentially the Luminous Soul, or the I Am Luminous Urban Retreat in Manhattan. And that's March 11th through the 13th. I'll be here. All the information for registering is on the website, sanskritstudies.org. If you're interested, feel free to join us. There's plenty of time in the afternoon for you to go and take yoga classes at all the amazing yoga studios in Manhattan. There is so much yoga in New York City. It's incredible. So if you're interested to join the Luminous Soul community in this beautiful retreat, please join us. You're most welcome. You can find out more information on the site. Then I have an upcoming satsang happening this month, November, I think it's the 18th, but I'm not sure. But it's the third Wednesday, and that's going to be before Thanksgiving. So you'll be able to catch me live in person at Jivamukti Yoga School the third Wednesday of the month. And that's going to be from 8:30 to 10 p.m. So if you'd like to join me there and you're able to hop along, I'd love to see you. I'd love to have your presence in program. I think that's it in terms of announcements for now. Yeah. So beautiful to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Namo Namah. Back to all of you. I'm gonna go get my mani pedi. And I'm gonna leave you with this image of this beautiful flower. Oh, it does smell good. Wow. It's so beautiful to be here with all of you. Remember, everybody, you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are free. You are energy moving through the form. You are a luminous soul. I send you all my love. Be blessed, everybody. I'll speak with you soon. Bye. Love you. Bye.